podium. City Clerk. Handheld 2. Handheld 1.
School in the fall.
Council member. Council member. Mayor. Council member. Council member. City attorney. Staff.
You guys all good? Yep. All right. Hello. Okay, it is 7 p.m. on May 19th, and I'll call this meeting to order. First item of business is roll call.
Councilmember Diaz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Nia?
Here.
Mayor Juan?
Here.
Councilmember Trupiano?
I'm here.
Councilmember Tillman?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we're going to do something a little different. Normally, we take the recognitions and presentations later in the meeting, but I see a lot of folks maybe here for that, so we're going to move it on our agenda. Next, if Councilmember Tillman, if I could turn it over to you for recognitions and presentations. This is item 5A.
Thank you, Mayor Juan. I think the majority of this room is here for the Do the Right Thing awards and presentations tonight from Mount Diablo Elementary School and from Diablo View Middle School. This program was started by Hank Stratford, who was our former mayor, in 2011, and it recognizes the character traits that we have here in the city of Clayton, which you can see down on the banner in front of us, if the banner's there in front of the mayor. And we're going to be recognizing those during the months of March and April for integrity. So I will call up Vice Principal Romo. All the way to our mouths.
Oh, okay, I know. I'll try and do my best. I think the first one we have is Blair Allen, who is not here because she went home sick yesterday, but her dad is here to videotape, so I'm going to say what her teacher, Miss Moore, wrote about her. Blair is a quiet leader in our classroom. She is consistently doing the right thing and working her hardest. She notices when someone forgets a jacket or water bottle and will bring it to them at the end of the day. Blair notices if a peer needs help and steps in without hesitation. On more than one occasion, I've seen Blair help out a peer with a task around the classroom, such as cleaning up, opening the door if their hands are full, or gathering materials. Blair has spoken up for her peers if she witnesses someone breaking a school rule. She truly cares for her classmates in school and constantly does the right thing, even if no one is watching. Congratulations, Blair. Daddy, want to give her two? Do you want her certificate or you want me to do it at school tomorrow? Okay. I will. We'll repeat at school tomorrow. Next up, I have Tiago, who I'm going to pass the mic to his teacher, who is here, Miss Grisbo. Tiago, come on up, bud.
Thank you. Perfect. So this is Tiago. He is such a demonstration of integrity in our class. He consistently demonstrates integrity in and out of the classroom. He has a calm and steady personality and makes sure he is always doing what he's supposed to be doing. Tiago has high expectations for himself in both his schoolwork and his behavior. When there is work to be done, Tiago will put forth his best effort to make sure he gets it done rather than rushing to move on to something else. When others around him are not always doing the right thing, Tiago will not only stay on track without being influenced by others, but he will kindly remind his classmates and peers what is expected of them. He is a gentle leader and sets an excellent example to those around him. Tiago is a true model of the 5 values of integrity: honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. It has been a pleasure having Tiago in my class this year, and I am proud to honor him for his integrity. Good job.
You're good. All right, next up we have Addie from Miss... Oh, I think she took my sheet, though. I don't have it memorized, everyone. I didn't. Hi, Addie. Addie is in kindergarten in Miss Shelley's class, and Miss Shelley said she follows directions, waits patiently, acts responsibly, and presents herself as a great role model for her peers. She does the right thing even when it's hard and when there are constant distractions around her. Addie always chooses right over wrong, and I appreciate her so much. She has shown these capabilities the entire year on a daily basis, never wavering from the rules and expectations in our class and around our school campus. Congratulations, Addie. All right, and last up we have Noah. Noah is in kindergarten as well in Miss Lovejoy's class. And Miss Lovejoy said to say, I am proud to nominate Noah for the character trait of integrity. I can always count on Noah to be doing the right thing, even when nobody is watching. Noah is a role model who encourages others to do their best. Noah teaches us that integrity isn't about being perfect, but is about making good choices, telling the truth, and treating people with kindness. I am lucky to have had him in kindergarten this year. Great work, Noah. Congratulations.
I love that we still continue to do these starting in kindergarten all the way up through the middle school, and it's nice to see them starting off so young. Up next, we're going to have Principal Vicki Wilson. Come on down.
My name being sung. Nice. All right, you ready? Okay. So first up, I have Miss Vivian Bryce. Vivian was nominated by Miss Ruff, who says Vivian is a student who shows up with a smile, a good attitude, and a willingness to get things done in a respectful and responsible way. She makes sure to hold herself accountable in all that she does by being true to what is right and making sure to speak up if something is not for the well-being of those around her. And I'm going to tell you, as somebody that's going to be an officer next year, we absolutely need people that have integrity. So congratulations. Okay, John Grispo. We get a Grispo reappearance. All right. John was nominated by Mrs. Parker, and she says, John is an outstanding young man. He constantly strives to do the right thing and have integrity. He is honest and kind with everyone, and he always tells the truth and understands the importance of his character. It is my absolute pleasure to nominate him for my final time for Do the Right Thing for this incredible young man. So for those of you that don't know, Mrs. Parker is retiring at the end of this year. So, okay. Next up is Kiera King. Congratulations, Kiera. All right. Kiera was nominated by Mrs. Ridenour, and she says, I'm pleased to nominate Kiera for the Integrity Award. She is a very responsible student who takes the initiative to ask questions when something isn't clear. She's proactive when she knows she's going to miss school and always gets her work done on time. She also does the little things to make our school a better place, like pushing in chairs for others who happen to forget, and she is nothing but kind to her classmates. I feel so lucky to have had Kiera in my class this year. Congratulations. And last but not least is my 8th grader, Elle Zane. Is she here? There she is. Come on up, Elle. Elle was nominated by Mrs. Pelosi, who says, I can always count on Elle to be doing the right thing. She stays focused and on task all the time. She asks thoughtful questions in class and is always ready to participate in math. So congratulations.
Thank you again for all coming down tonight. I know that you're all excited with the last few days of school hanging in there. I'm going to turn it back over to our mayor. And before Principal Romo leaves, you need the sheet. Okay, great.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes item 5A. Normally, I would invite you all to do other things that you may have for the evening, but item 5B is a proclamation recognizing the Clayton Community Church, and I want to kind of read this proclamation while everyone's here so they can hear all the wonderful things that the church has been doing. So, this is a proclamation recognizing Clayton Community Church and Pastor Sean Robinson for 30 years of service to the Clayton community. Whereas for the past 30 years, Clayton Community Church has faithfully served the residents of the Clayton community through spiritual leadership, community outreach, compassion, and dedicated service. And whereas under the leadership of Pastor Sean Robinson, the church has provided encouragement, support, and guidance to individuals and families throughout the community, fostering a spirit of unity, faith, and service. And whereas Clayton Community Church has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to improving the quality of life for residents through volunteerism, charitable efforts, youth engagement, community events, and outreach programs that have positively impacted countless lives. And whereas Pastor Sean Robinson's leadership, compassion, and dedication have helped strengthen the social and spiritual fabric of the Clayton community, inspiring others through his example of kindness, integrity, and service. And whereas the City of Clayton recognizes the significant contributions made by Clayton Community Church and Pastor Sean Robinson over the past 3 decades, and expresses its sincere appreciation for their continued commitment to serving others and building a stronger community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Council of the City of Clayton hereby honors and congratulates Clayton Community Church and Pastor Sean Robinson for 30 years of dedicated service to the Clayton community and extends its gratitude and best wishes for many more years of continued service and fellowship. And if Pastor Sean would, if you would like to say a few words at the mic, you're welcome to. You have to turn it on first, though.
Hit the button.
Wait, the light turns red. No, push it until push it again.
One moment. There you go.
Oh, okay. Am I supposed to start by inviting everyone to church, or how does that go?
You know,
I don't know.
it's an open mic, so.
Perfect. This is my place. Thank you. It's hard to follow a bunch of cute kids, but I just want you to know this is very kind of you, and we love our community. And I think all we've really wanted to do since we started 30 years ago, I mean, Jim and I had dark hair. And I just know that we just want to make a difference for good and to share the love of God. And so just to be able to be here for you, it says maybe we've had an opportunity to do some of that, and we hope to do much more. I think the only other thing I would like to say is that the reason this church does so many good things is not because of me, but because I have a great team of leaders and people who are part of this community. And so this is our home, and we tend to do everything we can to bless it, encourage and strengthen it, and we're in, and we thank you for being our elected officials. So I just want to ask some people from our church who are with me to stand, or if you want to be with our church, you can stand, but I got to really stop that. But so these are some of our leaders. So. And that one's my wife, so she's my favorite. So thank you very much. And the only other thing I ask, we have something coming before the city council. Feel free to just pass that tonight if you want, but...
I don't think that's on our agenda.
I didn't think so either, but it was... We'll see you soon, though, Jeff, I hope.
Yeah. Would you like to take a photo?
Sure. Yeah, let's do a photo.
Is that right?
Take your glasses, they're mine.
That's okay. I mean, if you want to borrow them.
I'm not taking it.
Hey, you're welcome to try them. Okay. And with that, that concludes item 5B. That is the end of our recognitions and presentations. We're going to move the agenda back to our regular order. So if everyone wants to stay and hang out with us, you're welcome to do so. No shame in if you don't.
Have a good summer.
We're gonna pause for just a moment.
Thank you. Have a good summer. Bye. Oh, Mr. Aiello is here. Did you see Mr. Aiello?
I'm gonna take a 1-minute recess. There's a family emergency I need to tend to for 1 second.
Take a break.
I just need to take a picture of my roadside assistance card and send it to the person that's stuck on the side of the road.
Oh. You better have AAA, right?
I do. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, Mr. Aiello's leaving too, and Nate. All right.
He goes to that church.
Yeah.
Who does? Oh, does he?
Okay. I got a little discombobulated. All right, so next on the agenda is item 3, public comment on non-agenda items. If anyone has any comment on something that is not on the agenda tonight, this is your time. Seeing none, I will close public comment on non-agenda items, move to the consent calendar. Does anyone have any items they would like to pull from the consent calendar?
Move approval.
We can't do that yet.
You can, and then you can accept any public comment.
I think we have to go in the other order, but that's okay. All right, so public comment on the consent calendar. Seeing none, I will close public comment, bring it back to council.
And now I will officially make the motion to approve it.
And I'll second.
Could we please call the roll?
Of course. Councilmember Tillman,
Aye.
Councilmember Trupiano,
Yes.
Councilmember Diaz,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Inia,
Yes.
Mayor Juan.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
All right, that concludes item 4. We've already done item 5. Item 6 is reports. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple quick things. We've been talking about a new website for some time now. We are in that fun transition and migration period. We should be live in about 4 to 5 weeks if everything goes smoothly. We've brought on several modules online, one of which you'll find on our current website, which is Fix It Clayton. So if you have any maintenance concerns, street lights, graffiti, missing signs, broken sprinklers, any of those things, you can simply go to our website, hit Fix It Clayton, fill that out. It goes directly to us, and then we can put that on our schedule to get those items taken care of. So that's one of the modules that's currently operating on the new website. But like I said, in a few weeks, we will be fully live with a brand-new website. We're still building some of the back-end stuff and migrating our current stuff over. So it's a long process, but we're getting there. This past weekend, fantastic concerts in the Grove. The park was, I would say, filled to capacity with people attending, great weather, fun dance band in Foreverland, which is Michael Jackson cover music. So I think everybody that attended had a very enjoyable evening, so that's fantastic. We've talked a lot about our maintenance issues, beautification, health and safety issues, weed abatement. We have created, and when I say we, Dennis, has created 3 charts. They are up on our current website. We'll be rolling those out through social media. We'll be updating those regularly. It's one of the items that is currently on the website. It'll be moving to the front page with some other stuff. In the next couple of days, we're reorganizing. So it'll will be able to carry over to the new site. So as we change dates, accomplish things, we'll be updating those calendars so that it's not going to be real time, but it's going to be semi-real time with deadlines, dates, all of those things so that the community knows when weed abatement's happening, when we're ordering the replacement signs that we talked about 2 meetings ago. All of those wonderful things that we need to take care of are on those charts, and we will continue to update those and keep them as up-to-date as possible to keep everybody informed as we move forward. Do you have anything else to add on that? And with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much. All right, that concludes item 6A. I would just say, when that is loaded on the site, it would be great if you could link us directly so that we could share as well all the good work that the city's doing. Item 6B is city council reports. Those are in the agenda packet. And now to the main event. Item 7A. It's the last item on the agenda before adjournment. So there's a workshop number 2 on transaction and use tax, parentheses, sales tax, end parentheses, and landscape maintenance district LMD renewal. To Mr. Bazanik.
Thank you very much, Mayor, City Council. So I did put into, on each of your places today, an updated version after some conversations with our attorneys that handle the community facility districts for our law firm. And so the changes that I've made are in the narrative, and I'll highlight what those are. If you've prepped, that way you know what they are. But it really has to do with adding a step in the approval of the LMD for the continuation of the LMD. So I'll point that out when it comes. So I don't want you to think there's a whole lot of changes. It really just adds a step in the process for us. So wanting to talk about sales tax first. This is the language that we've now looked at. We've had legal counsel look at this and suggest that this is the language that the city would want to do based on recent court cases, based on recent election success in other jurisdictions, a number of considerations here. This is what is being proposed. I'm not going to read it to you. It's pretty obvious, but it meets all of the basically the standards that we would want to have in ballot language, including the word count. We can come back to it later on if you want to talk about it more, but this is what the city staff would be recommending as being compliant.
Dennis, may I just ask one question? There's a question mark at the end. Is that natural? Because we're asking.
Yeah, you're asking them. Yeah, you're asking the question. Will you do this?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
The lower portion where it says, subject to public review, annual audits, and all the funds benefiting, like, is that required language? Because we're not isolating the sales tax revenue or whatever revenue comes from here by itself, so nor are we tracking the particular spend. So subject to public review is more of a general statement that all revenue and all spend is subject to public review. And then annual audits, there's no audit of this specifically. It's just part of our normal audit.
Correct.
Right.
So is that language necessary?
It's discretionary. I think the idea was to include it so that it does show that sign of that piece of accountability within your word limit.
Yeah. I mean, it does imply that there would be some segregated activity specific to this funding source, which I don't know if is, I don't think that's entirely accurate, so I wouldn't want to give the impression that it's some segregated amount.
Okay. Not required, so if you want to give us direction.
I don't know.
But could you keep the word subject to the same public review annual audit of all general funds?
I mean, I think that's true, but less words is less confusing, I think.
I think if you said subject to the annual audit or current annual audit, something of that nature.
I'd be okay with that.
I like the benefiting Clayton, all funds benefiting Clayton, though. That part's great.
Correct. The annual audit makes it sound like it's part of our.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's more in line with
Yeah.
what will actually happen.
Right. So it could
So
be
subject to the annual audit.
subject to public review, the annual audit, and all funds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yes, annual audit singular.
Yep.
Okay, excellent.
Perfect. Wordsmithing like pros there.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. So just to then now go over, we got some language set now. This really helps us move to the next meeting, which would be June 16th, where there will be a series of resolutions that the council will be asked to consider following public comment. And one will be calling for the placement of the general tax measure on the November 3rd ballot. And it will include the ordinance, which will be attached as an exhibit to that resolution, basically laying that out. The second resolution will be one to consolidate the municipal election with the general election on November 3rd. That's just a legal thing that you do, basically saying we want to be on the ballot with everything else on November 3rd. And then the last resolution will be providing for the filing of both direct arguments as well as rebuttal arguments regarding that. And so one of the things we would benefit from hearing, either today or soon, would be who would you like to assign those arguments, both the direct argument in support of, as well as then the rebuttal to any opposition direct argument. So that would be something we could talk about tonight. If there's people that want to do that, that would be helpful. The adoption of that particular measure would require a supermajority, 2/3 or greater, of this council in order to be able to place it on the ballot. And then it would only require a 50% plus one of approval by the electorate following that. And as soon as those resolutions are approved by the council on the 16th, if that were to happen, then we would be able to submit those as long as we do it by August 7th. That's the deadline with the elections department, but we would most likely do it that same week. So any questions about the schedule for the tax measure?
I have a question on the 2/3 of or greater vote of the council. Define that specifically.
Well, so it's a greater majority, so it would be 4/5, yeah.
4/5.
4/5.
Well, the law says 2/3 of all seated members greater than, which
Yeah.
you cannot divide us in
Yes.
portions.
I'm asking that for the good of the community, not for myself. I know the answer. I wanted to hear it
I
from him.
didn't follow on, sorry.
In practical terms, it means 4/5 because of that splitting persons thing.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything? Okay. So let's now move to LMD, shall we? The renewal. So recall that you were asked a couple of questions at the last meeting. One was the question of what's kind of the history around the 11 members of the Trails and Landscape Committee, the TLC. Where does that come from? And then the other question that was raised and there was a request for some additional analysis on the impact if we change the way the assessment is apportioned to residential properties and non-residential properties. So let me break those down separately for you in a minute, for just a moment. So we went back and we talked to some folks who have been around for a minute. And one of the things that we learned in that process was it was really established through the 2007 measure, but it was based on the work of a committee, a blue ribbon panel of folks who looked at what happened between 97 and 2006 when they were preparing for the 2007 ballot measure, that reviewed the successes and perhaps the opportunities for further successes with some changes and modifications to the landscape and maintenance district. And so the idea then that was brought forward in the 2007 measure was to have a group of people, and it just so happened the Blue Ribbon Commission had around 11 people, and maybe changed a little bit over time, but it was approximately 11 people, and that was what carried into then the Trails and Landscape, that it would basically be replacing the Blue Ribbon Panel or Blue Ribbon Committee as the advisory body for the utilization of the Landscape and Maintenance District funds. So that's the story we've understood about how we got to 11 people on the TLC. It was also said to us that anecdotally that there was always kind of a belief that that probably would change over time, that that was a lot of people to sustain over decades of this measure now, of this law. And so the idea of reducing it to some number less than 11 has always been kind of in the background, but this is a moment where we would codify that in the language of the measure and in the ordinance supporting it. So that's the history of the 11-member TLC, as we've understood it. Second question that was raised at the last one is talking about how the assessment is apportioned in terms of what you get on your bill. That's what apportionment is. What portion of it are you paying? The assessment is the $1.4 million rounded, right? But then how does that get apportioned? And the way this has been, the LMD has been set up thus far, the Community Facilities District has been set up, is that the residential rate is a fixed dollar amount per parcel, and the non-residential properties are assessed that same number by tradition, but it's per acre, not per parcel. So that becomes the distinction there. We talked a bit about this last time, but I just want to make sure we go over it. So in this year for